Freaking. Ah! Let's talk about work. To some, it's the most stressful thing in the world, while to others, it's a way to let off said stress and maybe even put out some ideas. The episode Bug Season is a very good example of what happens when stress becomes the main fuel you use to work with. But then there are the others, who are afraid of work, not because of the action itself, but of what might result from it. The fear of one's work ending in failure or not being good enough can scare someone so much that they will do anything to avoid doing said work or even make someone do it for them. An issue well shown in today's episode, Flutter Brutter. I know this episode is kind of split when it comes to what people think of it. Good and bad on both sides, to all kinds of opinions, with Zephyr Breeze being the focus in pretty much all of them. Some people see him as a sympathetic character who they can relate with on different levels, while others sees him as annoying, rude, and not a good character in the first place. But if there's one point that everyone can agree on about the episode, it is Fluttershy herself. Showing amazing character development and more importantly shows how far she has come since those days in Season 1. We also get to meet Fluttershy's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Shy. Both very adorable ponies whom I wish that we could get to know a bit more about. Am I the only one who would love to hear Mr. Shy talk about his day in the Cloud Factory? Just saying, would be very interesting and the potential world building is there. But we're not here to talk about potentials or theories. We're here to discuss the episode and how, in my opinion, it succeeds a lot in what it wanted to show and teach us. One of the most interesting things in the episode is how Fluttershy acts around her parents. It's so different from how she would be with other ponies, even her own friends. It shows how some people can act completely different depending on if they're friends, family, or strangers. Also the fact that Fluttershy's parents called her bold. I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. And now we come to the giant elephant in the room, Zephyr Breeze. As any of you who have seen my reaction to this episode will know, my first impressions weren't kind, so to speak. I was annoyed, surprised, and almost angered by what kind of character the Zephyr was, and his behavior throughout the episode did not help in the slightest. The way he acted around his parents is almost cruel, abusing the hospitality and just doing whatever he wanted, just poured salt into the wound. And after Fluttershy reluctantly took him in as a roommate in Ponyville, things didn't improve. Neither Zephyr or my opinion of him. The way he just slithered his way out of every job, and on top of that, tried to pin the fault on anything else. You have to give him a bit of credit though. He knows how to weasel himself out of any given situation. But then by the end, something strange happened. After trying to live outside the woods like the ponies before him, yeah, good luck with that, he finally breaks down, and we see basically why it is that he does what he does. And it's a thing many, including myself, could relate to. He's afraid of failure. He's afraid that whatever it is he does will end in failure, even if he tries his best. And for that reason he flip-flops all over the place, going from main grooming to artist to whatever third thing his brain could think of. It's the reason why he always tries to work his way around any task that he doesn't want to work with. I didn't completely buy it at first though, but after the song Can I Do It On My Own, it finally clicked for me. The lyrics may be kind of generic for a song like this.
You got to give it your best so you can pass the test.
Wow, how long did it take to come up with those lyrics, huh, Daniel? Despite that, it still touched me in a way I didn't expect, especially what follows after it. Zephyr does succeed in finishing a project, and even though it wasn't the best and most perfect result, the fact that he finished it and by himself was maybe the most rewarding feeling he could have ever had. And I know that feeling, that catharsis, because I felt that after finishing my first real big project that I have been working on for years, my Party of One review. I worked on that video for almost 2 years, and I still remember how worried I was for the project. So many ideas going up and down, and I ended up doubting that I would ever finish it. So I began going from idea to idea, trying to distract myself with so many other things. But while I watched videos related to the whole cartoon situation, I just remember something snapping in me. I have no idea if it's because I was inspired by all the work put into those videos or what. But that same night, I finally finished the script, and within the next month, I had my very first review out on YouTube. And while I knew it wasn't the best by a long shot, I still felt so proud and happy. Watching Flutter Brutter again after that whole ordeal just made me have so much more respect for Zephyr's character, because I basically was him for those years. Not to the same extreme, obviously, but I was still in that same position, and it just made me love the episode even more. This episode reminds me of how it is to work on a big project. It can be scary, it can be fun, but whenever you finish it, that feeling of pride and accomplishment is worth every single second that you put into that project. That's all I have to say about Flutter Brutter. But now I want to hear what you have to say. How do you relate to work in general? Do you relate to Zephyr the same way that I do? Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below. But as always, my dear friends, thank you all so very much for watching. From the base of opinions, I am Johnny Fireflame, and I'll see you guys next time!